the scariest thing a family member has ever told you? I was 23 when my family decided it was time for me to collect my first wife. They already had her picked out, my 13-year-old cousin Fatima, whose mother bragged about her early development. You see, every girl in my family knew the rule. The day you get your first period was the day you got married. It didn't matter whether you still played with dolls or couldn't reach the kitchen counter. If you could bleed, you could breed. I was 9 when I watched my oldest brother Ahmed get married to his first wife on his 21st birthday. She was 12 years old. By the time I was 15, Ahmed had buried that first wife and was on to his third. Pregnancy complications, everyone said. Your wife's youth was like a currency. Whichever man had the youngest, most obedient wife was the most praised in society. At family gatherings, my uncles would compete like kids comparing prizes. Amina was only 11 when I claimed her, Uncle Kareem would boast, holding up her photo. In response, Uncle Hassan would lean back, smirking. That's nothing. I got my Yasmin at 10, and she still had her baby teeth. The jewelry shop didn't even make wedding rings that small. For years, I played along, smiling when they discussed my future, agreeing that 14 was getting too old for a bride. Inside, my stomach churned. But what could I do? Speaking against it meant exile of you and all the women in the family. 3 months before my wedding date, I found Hara Fatima, my wife-to-be, in our family's utility room with a bottle of bleach. Her hands were shaking so bad she couldn't open it. When she saw me, she dropped to her knees. Please don't tell. Please. I can't. I know what happens. I've seen what happens. I took the bottle, sat on the floor next to her, and for the first time in my life, I said out loud, I know. I don't want this either. She sat there with her mouth wide open, staring at me like I had 5 heads. Suddenly, she lunged at me for a hug. Can you please tell them I'm crazy? Tell them I'm possessed or cursed? They won't want me if I'm insane. Bad blood ruins the lineage. That sentence changed everything. Because she was right. My family obsessed over bloodlines, genetic purity, producing perfect sons. Mental illness was the ultimate contamination. I'd seen them reject marriage proposals over rumors of a great aunt who talked to walls. Within a week, I taught Fatima to twitch at dinner tables, mumbling numbers in corners, scratching symbols on her arms with her fingernails. I coached her through episodes, taught her to roll her eyes back, speak in gibberish, and claim she saw demons in the wallpaper. She put on such an award-winning act that sometimes even I was disturbed. My mother was horrified. She was perfect 2 weeks ago, she wailed to my father. Now look at her. What if it spreads to the children? The wedding was quietly postponed. Word spread through the girl cousins like wildfire. My sister Amira, 14 and recently bloomed, came to me next. Then her friend Noor, then Noor's sister. Before I knew it, I was running midnight coaching sessions in my car, teaching girls how to manifest madness. Dead eyes are crucial, I'd instruct. Stare through people, not at them. Laugh at nothing, cry without reason. But timing is everything. Save the worst episodes for when marriage talks begin. Some girls were naturals. My cousin Layla developed a fictional friend she'd have full conversations with during family gatherings. She'd serve tea to empty chairs, scolding invisible children. Her father postponed 3 marriage proposals, terrified of producing defective grandchildren. Others needed more work. Soft-spoken Miriam couldn't sell the performance until I taught her to channel her real terror into fake hysteria. Think about your wedding night, I'd tell her. Now scream. The sound she made convinced everyone. Within 6 months, we had a full network. 15 marriageable girls, all displaying various forms of borderline schizophrenia. Family meetings turned to chaos as girls would trigger each other. One would start humming, another would begin rocking. Suddenly 3 were speaking in unison about visions of black water. The elders panicked. They brought in healers who charged fortunes to wave incense around. Doctors who prescribed sedatives. Religious leaders who performed exorcisms that left the girls even more convincingly traumatized. I thought we could maintain it indefinitely. The girls were protecting each other. Older ones coaching younger ones as they came of age. We had a system, and my family may have been PDF files, but they weren't stupid. So after a year of failed cures, they started noticing patterns. How the madness only struck marriageable girls. How symptoms peaked during wedding seasons. How I, somehow, was always nearby when episodes occurred. The final gathering happened on a Thursday. 23 of us were at my uncle's house for his daughter's engagement. The plan was to have her fake her worst episode yet, but when my uncle called her forward to receive her engagement blessing, she looked across the room and locked eyes with Fatima. Suddenly, her hand reached into her pocket and she was downing over a dozen pills in one go. We were forced to call the police. Full story on channel, link below.